everyone. So today is another blast from my past. My high school friend Candie is here with me.
I ended up meeting the love of my life in college, and he ended up moving with me to Europe. We did a whole year. My last month, I decided to travel down and I went to India. I wanted to see about becoming a yoga instructor because at the time I had been teaching in Germany, but I didn't have my actual instructor certification. And I kind of felt like, I don't want to say fraud because you're so genuine when you do these things, but I also wanted that knowledge and that background behind it. Lived in an ashram, did that whole India living life, and decided when I was ready to come back home. India decided for me. But I ended up actually getting dysentery, which was one of the major causes of death in the Oregon Trail, if you remember playing that growing up.
That and getting bit by a snake. Can you describe any moment of shift where you felt like in alignment with who you are meant to be?
For me, my whole life, my decisions had been made for me in some way or another. Parents telling me where I was going to go to school, my financial abilities limiting where I could apply for college. When I went to India, it was the first and probably only time in my entire life where every decision I made was mine and mine alone. It was this beautiful place where I've never felt so free in my life. Which is funny because we live here in America, land of the free. I actually practiced with sitting down very close to someone, not saying a word, just for 2 or 3 minutes at a time, and record what was going on in your own mind and space while that was happening. First, I was so uncomfortable. You go through that full almost grief thing, like you're in denial and then you don't want to believe it and then you kind of accept what's happening, and it's a beautiful thing. How often do you get that time to really think about your own vulnerability?
Pre-quarantine, people didn't find the time like to turn that reflection on themselves. Now when quarantine started, this country has no choice but to look at themselves and the things that they've played into or been complicit of or participated in. So determined to hold on to their beliefs without acknowledging other possibilities, that they have to go through the stages of grief of losing something.
I think that we all needed that wake-up call. The U.S. has been beside itself for so long when it comes to hatred, when it comes to that systemic racism. They reached that form of denial where they were saying, no, this stuff doesn't happen. I don't see it, so it must not be happening. No longer sit by and say that you can't see these things happening because they're right there. They're right in your face.
What's something you wish more people knew or believed?
Magic is real. There is such a thing as putting out goodness into the world and it being received.
That's Candie, everyone. Like, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation so much.
And you can find me at Pinup Yogini, PINUPYOGINI.
See you later.